Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram, Ram. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jamuna Tiravanachari. Jamuna Tiravanachari. Jamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jashodanandana Braja Jana Jana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Jamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya Guru Deva, 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 Jaya Guru Deva. Jayam Vishnupat Brahmans Puribrajagacharya Statara Shatasi Simasila Vaicharnar Vinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON BVT founder Acharya ISKCON BVT founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada ki jai. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नमाचार्य श्रीहरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। आलाचरण धाम की जय। भगवद गीता पाठ करी श्रोता करी भक्त वृंद की जय। भगवान श्री कृष्ण चंद्र देव की जय। अर्जुन प्रभु की जय। भगवद गीता की जय। समवेत वैष्णव वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, dear Prabhus and mothers. Swayam Bhuva Mohan Prabhu, nice to see you. Hare
Thanks, Naveed. Thank you. Nice
Hare
to hear you. Trying to hear you for a long time, but actually because the engagements and the temple services, I always wish to hear you, but somehow got the mercy today, fortune, great fortune today. It
Hare
was a great
Krishna.
blessing to Ji. Thank you. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. It's very early, no? Where you are?
So I was actually got operated for inguinal hernia. So I was in hospital. So I didn't sleep actually because of some today yesterday I got operated actually for the
Okay.
inguinal hernia. So I was in hospital. So I didn't sleep. I saw your class. It was a great fortune. I could join at least now. I am really miss your it's so beautiful lectures. Three hours nourishment you gave actually. It just made me survive actually. It was a very tough time of my life actually. And
Isn't
tough time
you
exists always.
you are also medical doctor, is it?
Yes, Pooja, I'm a doctor. I'm
Okay,
a
so maybe sometime you experience how the patient feels.
yes, Pooja. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
nice.
thank you, Pooja. It's a great fortune to get your darshan in the morning and a Bhagavatam from you. Really blessed, Pooja.
Thank you,
Mercy of the
Prabhu.
hernia operation.
I hope everything goes well, Prabhu. I'll pray for you.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you.
You are in my WhatsApp group, yes?
Yes, Pooja. I'm in
Okay,
multiple
so
groups.
you get notified. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Pooja. Pram.
So let us offer our um, prayers to Lord Vasudev to have a clear consciousness so that we can see his presence through his dialogue to Arjuna, where warfield became, or you can say, battlefield became learning field or school. It's a very nice metaphor you can think. So let us offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada with our Puspanjali. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nasta Prayesu Avadresu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistaki Mukhaṁ Karati Vachalam Pangur Langayate Girim Jat Kripa Tamaham Bande Sri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Isharam Vancha Kalpataruvesya Kripa Sindhu Bhaivacha Patitanam Pavanebho Vaishnavebho Namo Namo. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Rama
Hare
Rama
Hare
Rama.
Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So we are on chapter 9. If we look at each slokas, we are beginning on chapter 9, 26, text 26. But if you look at the two best friends, of course, if you are in military, probably you will have some idea how the war field works. I really don't have. I only can know through the television, the battlefield, and from the information news. This morning we are discussing there's a big difference between reporter, narrator about the war versus participator. One who is really killing and getting shot from another enemy. It's different experience than who is just narrating the story of the battle, what happens. But Bhagavad Gita is little more than that. It talks about our ultimate priority in every situation. It talks about our ultimate purpose, what purpose drives our life. And I always, I'm sure some of you heard me before. I really beg you all to ask that question to yourself. What purpose driving my life? What am I looking for? 2 years in spiritual life. I'm not talking about you paying off mortgage or whatever, retirement. I'm talking about what do you expect to see yourself 2 years from now, 5 years from now? I am Ajit Bhai. I want to see myself 5 years from now here. I am Dr. Swayambhu Mohandas. What do I want to see myself 5 years from now, 10 years from now? If we can really write it down, and maybe it takes about 5, 6 days, every day write it. New idea will come, write it. And after a week, you say, is this really what I wrote? I want? Maybe not. Maybe you change. This is what Krishna is doing. He's taking Arjuna from this route to this route to see exactly what he wants. What the truth is one thing. Accepting the truth is another thing. In a dialogue form, what I feel Arjuna and Krishna is conversing, that ultimate purpose that Krishna wants Arjuna to have. What is the easiest way? They are in the battlefield. Krishna says easiest way is that I'm going to give you the confidential information. It's more than CIA or KGB or whatever. Nothing of this world. It is the most confidential and coming from the supreme authority, Krishna. And I shall impart you. We should remember there is a one key point here. Krishna says, I will reveal you this confidential knowledge because you are non-envious. You look at the first verse in 9th chapter. First verse says, because you are non-envious, so I shall impart you this. And I did discuss in a simple way. I'm just asking all of you, how do you check if you are envious or non-envious? And then you think there's a black envy, white envy. What? What is white envy, black envy? Well, you look at the way Prabhupada say, like Prabhupada said, people are envious to the cows. I'm sure you heard me speaking this because I thought many times, how am I going to be envious to a cow? But I know Prabhupada is right. But then end of the lecture I heard Prabhupada says, everybody has a right to live. But in America, some people think the cow doesn't have a right to live. They can eat. So therefore, they are envious. I say, oh. So these are called black envy. There's a white envy. White envy means everybody has a rightful ownership to possess something. But in my mind, I don't allow you to have it. Even though I have nothing to do with it, I didn't give you. And Siddha Sarup Prabhu said very nicely. He said, Prabhupada, so ultimately everything is sanctioned by Krishna. So if I am envious to a person who has something, say somebody has a beautiful wife or husband or children or education or big house or whatever, but I feel like I should have that, not them. Or nice car even. I don't know, people are envy for so many reasons probably. I probably went through also like those things. I mean, I don't find any meaningful to be envy, but there was a time I definitely went through all these horrible things. So then Prabhupada, then Siddha Swarup Prabhu says, but Krishna sanctioned those. Prabhupada said, that's correct. That means we are envious to Krishna. Prabhupada said, you got the key point. We do not allow Krishna to actually be who Krishna is. Krishna actually sanctioned. He controls everything. Can we accept that Krishna actually is the controller?
Yes.
Then you are advancing. Well, I'm getting old, I'm going to die, but Krishna controls it. Why not we turn towards Krishna? That's all he wants for your ultimate good. But complaining will never solve. So let's go back. So Krishna says, because you are non-envious. So there's a 10 points. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, I'm just going to paraphrase what I remember. One is, do we make any offensive towards any sages, sadhus, any devotees? Yeah, but Prabhu, he's a new fight. He's not behaving properly. I mean, no, it's not a question of new fight or senior or old. Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, if you are offensive mentality towards any devotee, you are actually envious. That's scary. And you can go on details how. And I found very satisfactory answer. But I'm just going to go through just very quick. Second is, do you consider that Krishna is by himself, of himself, for himself? And all the demigods, they are not independent of him. Every form of God is all depend on Krishna. Do you only hear it or you accept it? If you accept it, then you are not envy. Because that's how it is, the truth is. Third is, do you we show proper respect, appropriate respect to all the spiritual preacher, teacher, gurus in ISKCON? Do I appropriately honor the Vedic scriptures, the books, Nectar of Devotion, Bhagavatam? Do I have a proper respect to them? Or I see the books here in somebody's house, I just walk by. I don't even care that these are Krishna's presence in the form of book. Come on, be honest and say. You walk by, a whole Bhagavatam said, it doesn't even bother you that Krishna actually in a literary incarnation is there. Maybe we can start respecting that. Fifth is, can we give up unnecessary argument and develop a faith that the holy name and possessor of the holy name are non-different? And holy name actually have more access to you than Supreme Lord. Do you think any other activities are not compared to be equal to or above than chanting holy name? I just do some service. I'm doing some service. I do a lot of work here, there. But do you consider holy name is superior to the service? Are you chanting holy name? And if you don't, means there's still envy. Some envy is there. We are not judging. We are just identifying, correcting ourselves. Do you feel compassionate to the faithless people, not glorifying the holy name to them, but to bring them this path? Is that compassion, tenderness towards them goes? Do we have complete faith in the glories of the holy name? And finally, do you identify yourself as a servant of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna? Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes in Chaitanya Charita, Chaitanya Charita suna shraddha bhakti kari, matsarja chariya mukhe bala hari hari. He said, your understanding of Lord Chaitanya will be revealed in the heart when you give up the enviousness. It's a similar thing Krishna says here. From that sloka, Bhaktivinoda Thakur drawn all this. He says, as long we have those offensive nature, the enviousness is still lingering in us. So, brothers and mothers, just be careful. That's all. Just be careful that you are not one of those 10 contamination. Maybe you removed all of them, or maybe you removed 9, one is still lingering little bit once in a while. Something like this, just let it go. Then you will have complete, full understanding of Krishna, and you will be engaged in devotional service, and you will become dear lover of Krishna. Krishna loved you at that time. Krishna did not say, I love all the living entity all the time. He didn't say that. He said, one who has complete knowledge, full knowledge of me, and engage in devotional service. So both, if you look at it, 7.17, Tesam geni nitya jukta eka bhakti vishishyate. When you have this both qualification, Krishna says, actually, you are very dear to me. And he said, I love you because you love me. So this is very important. Now, we are starting from 26, where this conversation led to. When Arjuna asked, when the worshipper of all the gods, I mean demigods, they attain heaven, why, my Lord Krishna, you are telling the demigod worship are already fallen? They are going to heaven. Why you are calling them fallen? Krishna gives a very good logic. He says, because worship of any being other than me takes the worshipper to only a temporary destination. And be it the realm of God attained by those who worship the God, the realm of ancestors attained by those who worship the ancestor, and realm of ghost attained by those who worship ghost. But those who worship me attain my realm, which alone is eternal, and all other will be ruined. Let's give a practical example. If I love Ganeshji, because in Karnataka, one Kannada person, Indian person, told me he loves Ganeshji. He said, according to him, it's an option. That you love Krishna, is I love Ganeshji. I said, but what happened with the eternity time? Your Ganeshji form will be finished. He will turn into a soul, because he is a soul, living entity. He's not something special. Yes, he has a power now because he's holding the position. President holding the chair as a president of the country has a power. I mean, he has a veto power. I mean, American president, I don't know, other country president. And so much president. But as soon as he stepped down, his power is also taken away, some, mostly. So, but demigod is even worse because their planet is ruined, their planet is finished, end of Brahma's life. Their own abode, their own form will be finished. All the worshipper of those Ganeshji or whoever, they will be also back to normal, zero soul. Start your journey again. Is that a good ending? He said, but that's Hare Krishna philosophy. I said, no, that's Krishna himself speaking the truth. This is Veda is speaking. So then Arjuna asks, how can then everyone worship you? How can you be worshipped? That's why this verse started today. This 26. So I need some volunteer, whoever can read the verse and the translation. It's very, Krishna is very giving very lovingly, very simply, Krishna says, how you can reach him instead of going anybody else, just wasting time. Those who worship him or offer him with devotion, a leaf, a flower, a fruit, and water, that offering of devotion, I accept. That's it. Prabhus and mothers, every day you eat, why not you do that? Offer it before you eat. I'm sure all the devotee does. And if you even sometimes forget, at least you can chant. Srila Prabhupada says, Si Vishnu, Si Vishnu, Si Vishnu, to Tatpar Maharaj. When he said he doesn't have a place to offer the food, whole day he is busy with the book distribution. Prabhupada said, at least you buy those things that not cooked by the karmis, like bhutta, corn. In Calcutta, on the, what do you call, pavement, there is a, people from Bihar, they make these corn things for the thalawala. Those days, in my time, I saw there's a Calcutta had a, not a rickshaw, but a thalawala, means there's the people pulling you from one location to another. People takes it. But how they survive, they eat by this. So Prabhupada knows about Calcutta, and he told him, chant Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu, and then you will eat. Krishna will recognize that, okay, he's serving, he's trying his best, it's not facility to offer. At least he recognized that it belongs to me for my pleasure, but he has to survive. to serve, keep on serving. So that's nice. Okay, who would like to read that verse? Ajit ji, are you ready? Or someone? Text 25. No, 26.
26, 926.
Yes.
Okay. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yo me bhaktya prachati tadaham bhakti uprahtam ashnami pratatmanaha. If and you wanted me to read the translation?
Yeah, translation and purport.
Okay. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it. Purport. For the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness. Excuse me. For the intelligent person, it is essential to be in Krishna consciousness, engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord in order to achieve a permanent blissful abode for eternal happiness. The process of achieving such a marvelous result is very easy and can be attempted even by the poorest of the poor without any kind of qualification. The only qualification required in this connection is to be a pure devotee of the Lord. It does not matter what one is or where one is situated. The process is so easy that even a leaf or a little water or fruit can be offered to the Supreme Lord in genuine love, and the Lord will be pleased to accept it. No one, therefore, can be barred from Krishna consciousness because it is so easy and universal. Who is such a fool that he does not want to be Krishna consciousness by this simple method and thus attain the highest perfectional stage, perfectional life of eternal bliss and knowledge? Krishna wants only loving service and nothing more. Krishna accepts even a little flower from his pure devotee. He does not want any kind of offering from a non-devotee. He is not in need of anything from anyone because he is self-sufficient, and yet he accepts the offering of the devotee in an exchange of love and affection. No devotee To devotee, Krishna consciousness is the highest perfection of life. Bhakti is mentioned twice in the verse in order to declare more emphatically that bhakti or devotional service is the only means to approach Krishna. No other condition, such as becoming a Brahma, a learned scholar, a very rich man, or a great philosopher, can induce Krishna to accept some offering. Without the basic principle of bhakti, nothing can induce the Lord to agree to accept anything from anyone. Bhakti is never causal. The process is eternal. It is direct action in service to the absolute whole. Here, Lord Krishna, having established that he is the only enjoyer, the primeval Lord and the real object of all sacrificial offering, reveals what types of sacrifices he desires to be offered. If one wishes to engage in devotional service to the Supreme in order to be purified and to reach the goal of life, the transcendental loving service of God, then one should find what the Lord desires of him. One who loves Krishna will give him whatever he wants, and he avoids offering anything which is undesirable or unasked. Thus, meat, fish, and eggs should not be offered to Krishna. If he desired such thing as offering, he would have said so. Instead, he clearly requests that a leaf, fruit, flower, and water be given to him, and he says of this offering, I will accept it. Therefore, we should understand that he will not accept meat, fish, and egg. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk, and water are the proper foods for human beings and are prescribed by Lord Krishna himself. Whatever else we eat cannot be offered to him, since he will not accept it. Thus, we cannot cannot be acting on the level of loving devotion if he offers such foods. In the third chapter, verse 13, Sri Krishna explained that only the remains of sacrifice are purified and fit for consumption by those who are seeking advancement in life and release from the clutches of the material entanglement. Those who do not make an offering of their food, he says in the same verse, are eating only sin. In other words, their every mouthful is simply deepening their involvement in the complexities of material nature. By preparing nice, simple vegetable dishes, offering them before the picture or deity of Lord Krishna, and bowing down and praying for him to accept such a humble offering enables one to advance steadily in life, to purify the body, and to create fine brain tissues, which will lead to clear thinking. Above all, the offering should be made with an attitude of love. Krishna has no need of food, since he already possesses everything that be, yet he will accept the offering of one who desires to please him in that way. The important element in preparation and serving and offering is to act with love for Krishna. The impersonalist philosophers who wish to maintain that the absolute truth is without senses cannot comprehend this verse of Bhagavad Gita. To them, it is either a metaphor or proof of the mundane character of Krishna, the speaker of the Bhagavad Gita. But in actuality, Krishna, the Supreme God, has senses, and it is stated that his senses are interchangeable. In other words, one sense can perform the function of any other. This is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses.
That is where tribe.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so that is what it means to say that Krishna is absolute. Lacking senses, he could hardly be considered full in opulences. In the 7th chapter, Krishna has explained that he impregnates the living entities into material nature. This is done by his looking upon material nature. And so in this instance, Krishna, hearing the devotee's words of love and offering foodstuff, is wholly identical with his eating and actually tasting. This point should be emphasized because of his absolute position. His hearing is wholly identical with his eating and tasting. Only the devotee who accepts Krishna as he describes himself without interpretation can understand that the supreme absolute truth can eat food and enjoy it. Haribol, Hare Krishna.
Okay, so I have a question on your reading. You just read, his hearing is wholly identical with his eating and tasting.
Right.
So they are equal, or something has more power?
They are equal, I think. My understanding is they will be equal.
Sometimes I notice that when there is a lecture, and if prasadam goes on simultaneously, prasadam hall is filled, lecture place is less. But maybe I'll tell you a pastime of Prabhupada, actually very uniquely demonstrated. Now, of course, before I tell the story, I don't want anybody to think like we should look down those who are only attached to the prasadam, not attached to hearing about Krishna. No, that's not the point. One time in Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada was speaking Krishna Katha. This is just before he left, few months back. And he was little sick health-wise, but he was full-fledged while he's speaking. So few devotee came, hearing his more, and more devotee came, more devotee came, more devotee. The news went around that Prabhupada is speaking some special Krishna's pastimes. The devotee kind of like a running to hear more. They are forgetting their own service or whatever. So Prabhupada closed his eye and he started speaking. There was no more room in Prabhupada's room. Devotees are like sneaking through the windows, through the doors, just leaning the ear what Prabhupada is saying, and it is going on and on and on. Then everybody was so attracted, and Prabhupada Krishna Katha was so attractive that devotee forgot how many hours passed by. All of a sudden there was some disturbance at the back. I said, excuse me, I need to go to speak Prabhupada. So finally Prabhupada opened his eyes after many hours. He said, who is disturbing? Said, I need to talk to you. He said, you can talk to the temple president, their managers, if you have some issues. So no, the subject matter is about you. So then Prabhupada paid attention. Okay, what to do with me? He said, you are speaking Hari Katha, Krishna Katha for so many hours. Then Prabhupada looked around and he saw the windows, door, everything is packed. In each window, like 10, 15 devotees. You cannot imagine more than 2 devotees. But some or other sneaking little ear, little eye, like sneaking in on top of another devotee. Just packed. Few hundred in 10 feet by 15 feet room. So Prabhupada says, what happened? He said, well, Prabhupada, they come to take breakfast, 9 o'clock. And then I wash all the pots. I don't have a bigger pot, it's the same pot. Then I cook for lunch. There, the Harikatha is going. They forgot breakfast. It's almost going to be noon time, lunch. I didn't cook anything for noon, offering or anything, because they haven't eaten breakfast. Then Prabhupada smiled and he looked around. He said, you all have attraction to hear about Krishna. Prabhupada had a big smile. He replied, they are all here. All the devotees in the temple, they are here. I see hundreds of them. Then Prabhupada said, if you can forget your eating, your sleeping, your mating, your defending, all the things that you need to do in life for Krishna Katha, that means you are already transcendental at this moment. And if you die, you will go back guaranteed. And then he said, Prasadam is tasty, I know, but Krishna Katha is more tasty. Then Prabhupada blessed. I look at that way. Prabhupada says, be attracted and greedy for Hari Katha more than Prasad. Now, Prabhu's and mother, don't say tomorrow, now I heard Pran Govinda said the story of Prabhupada, that Hari Katha is more superior than, no. Respect the prasadam, respect darshan, respect deity seva, respect all the seva. But if you develop attraction to hear more than all other, that means you are very advanced. According to Prabhupada, according to Rupa Goswami Pad, according to Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is good. Now let's go back to this verse. Very interesting verse, isn't it? If one offers me with love and devotion, Krishna could have said one gold coin, one gold plate, one gold cup with the water in a gold cup and silver, maybe not silver. Well, silver is also expensive. Okay, silver cup for water, gold plate for food. He didn't say anything. He said just a leaf. Leaf, leaf. Still you can find cheaper in America. You can go to the forest and, I live in an ashram nearby, is like a little forest in Alachua, Florida. And we offer in a clean plate, but we can find a lot of leaf around. I see that. So if we look at it very simple way, Krishna says, a flower grows everywhere. A fruit or water, I will accept it. But the mentality to offer every day has to develop. That is the point. That I want to offer Krishna before I eat, whatever it is. Patram pushpam phalam tuyam. One can offer me very simple thing like leaf, flower, fruits, and simply water. Jo mam, jo me bhakta prajachati. So there is a key point. Jo me bhakta. When one offers me with devotion, then tad aham. If you break down the sloka, tad aham, to him, bhakti upaharita. Upaharita means is like a upahar. You heard the word upahar de raha hai. वो आपको उपहार देने के लिए आया है. I came to give you a gift. It's the same verbal root. Upaharita means offer, gift. Upaharita, that which is offered to me. But Krishna put a little one item extra. It's called bhakti upaharita. You give the gift, but give the gift with feeling. Bhakti here means favorable attitude, good feeling. My Lord, I'm happy. I want to give you. Even if you don't feel like smiling, just start practicing smiling at Krishna. Forever you will be enlightened and smiling non-stop. If we just do that, force ourselves to do that. I think sometimes some word Prabhupada used very powerful. He says, Krishna consciousness is a forced meditation. Chanting, practicing sadhana is a forced meditation. I think like, why Prabhupada say forced meditation? Because it's not happening automatically. In the ashram we are in, all the boys got little sickness, even myself. But we go to Mangalati, we chant, we do not give up. Why? Because we force ourselves. We motivate ourselves. It is required. And then it will become natural. And Krishna will reciprocate. And that's how. So we have to, when Prabhupada said forced meditation means we have to force. It's not going to happen automatically. You can literally write it down. Bhakti does not depend on tribulation or mental emotion. This is the two enemy. I saw even one devotee, oh, I don't feel good today. I just want to rest. I can't chant. I'm thinking like, who is talking? About who? For who? It's a mental emotion. We can force to chant. Try to force. You will become a completely transcendental personality. Krishna will reciprocate, but we have to also show our expression. Yes, my Lord, I'm trying to come. I'm trying to come. This is required. This exchange is required. And I'll tell you why. Because if you look at it, here Krishna says, if one offers me with love and devotion, a leaf, a flower, fruits, and water, I'll accept. So what is the devotional qualification? Let's figure it. Well, bhakti can be performed even by those who are not pure-hearted. I don't know if we'll have time for next verse, but next week we'll read it. Jat karoshi jasnasi. Whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you perform austerity or give, do it for me. But there is a difference between this verse and this other verses. I wanted to focus on that. What is it? Krishna is telling generally over here that whatever one does, one can offer it to him. Jat karoshi, jat asnashi. Asnashi means I will eat. So whatever we do, whatever we eat, whatever we give away, juhushi, dadashi, whatever we are offering, Tapasyashi, whatever austerity we do, tat kurusya. So do that, mad arpanam, by offering me. Now you offer that to me. So Krishna is not using the word, a confidential word Krishna is not using. He did not say bhakti in that verse. Prabhu's and mother, Krishna never does mistake. I tell you that. He never lies, even though he's well known in Vrindavan that he lies. But that is not actually lie. Because entire dirt, entire material, unlimited universe is within his body. So when he say, I never ate dirt doesn't mean he actually lying. Because whole existence, everything is within his body. He doesn't have to eat. It is already there. So you can go back and forth. The point is here, bhakti is mentioned, not asnami is mentioned. So Krishna does not say explicitly that I will accept it. Of course, that doesn't mean Krishna will reject it. I didn't say that. Krishna didn't say he will reject it. So when we offer food to Krishna and a pure devotee offer food to Krishna, is there any difference? I think like this sometimes. What is the difference if Prabhupada offer it versus a rascal, trying to be a devotee like Pran Govind Das offering? What is the difference? Well, there is difference. Yes, in the quality of devotion. Naturally, there is a difference in quality of reciprocation. But still, that doesn't mean that everyone who doesn't have pure devotion is left out of the world of devotion. See how merciful Krishna is. But we have to also know the inner intriguing key word Krishna used. So proportionate to our devotion, Krishna will reciprocate. And he does. So in the
Prabhuji,
26th verse, he says, emphasize no asnami. He talks, on asnami. And another word, bhakta. But here the emphasis is on the principle of offering. Krishna is saying, Tat Kurusha Madar Param. You offer it to me. Krishna is saying by this that you will get auspiciousness, you will get purified if you offer it to me. Now, what is the possession? On 26, if you look at it, Krishna does not require fancy material asset. You don't need a gold plate or silver cup or a first class water from the Himalayas. Just whatever you drink, just simple water, he said. So simple fruits, flower, everywhere it grows. So in this verse, bhakta prajachati, bhakti upaharita, prajadatmanaha. If you think about deeply those words meaning, all these show consciousness from our side. Does that make sense? Means we have to be aware. We have to be aware what we are doing with this cup of water. What attitude? Am I like trying to rush? So, okay, I did it, my job. No, it is not the job Krishna is looking for. Krishna is looking for your reciprocation. If somebody wanted to approach Krishna with devotion, with love, then Krishna reciprocate with such person. How? By flooding that person with his mercy. One aspect of the mercy is Krishna accept what is offered, even if it is very simple. Let's talk about very simple example. Krishna said, Patram pushpam phalam. Phalam means fruit. Phalam is when Krishna, we see example of Krishna rejected Duryodhana's invitation for food at his house. Duryodhana literally felt this Krishna never had a luxury food. I come from an aristocratic family. We eat chappanna bhog. Some of you must have heard this. is considered rich man's food. But actually, Chappan book comes from the offering to Jagannath Dev every day. That's how originally it comes. It's not a rich man's food, it's God's food actually. But rich men people adapt it. They are trying to compete. So, if one is hungry, when Krishna rejected Duryodhana's invitation for food at his house, at that time Krishna explained very secret. I'm sure I told many times, and I'll be telling million times, because this is it really attacked me, my consciousness, the way Krishna said it. Krishna says, for two conditions, Duryodhana, one can eat. First, if someone is hungry, and or if they have affection between themselves, you don't have love for me that makes me hungry to eat. I came many times to your house, to your court, on behalf of Pandavas. You never respect, you never care for my word. Would it hurt to us? Yes, if Krishna would ever say like this. But Krishna spoke this to Duryodhana. Then he says, because you are inimical towards my devotee Pandavas, I don't have affection to anyone who doesn't like my devotees. So I'm not hungry. You don't have a good feeling for me, and you don't care for my devotees. For both reasons, I cannot eat. I will not eat. Of course, Krishna is very kind to demonstrate this principle. He immediately went to Vidura's house. In a time that Vidura was not there even, he went for begging. And Vidura's wife, Vidurani, such a intense lover of Krishna. Vidura, although connected with royal family, but he was very simple. He was not having much opulence. So when Krishna reached at Vidura's house, he was not there. Vidura's wife, Vidurani, wanted to offer something to Krishna, but there were only bananas at the house. And in excitement, she wanted to offer the fruits and throw away the peel, but she has done reverse. Prabhus and mothers, don't do this unconsciously. She did not try to do that. She was not even aware that she is actually throwing away this. She was not aware of it because she was so overwhelmed with love for Krishna. But Krishna keeps eating. And after taking many, he said, I'm very satisfied. One Acharya says, Narad Muni happened to immediately arrive there. My Lord, just a curiosity I have. Yes, Narada. Well, if somebody offers something, not aware what is offering, the person who is honoring, at least correct the person who is offering. Excuse me, can you give me the banana instead of banana peel? So I'm just curious, my Lord, am I saying it wrong? Now, Krishna is such a wonderful, wonderful beloved. He corrects, but he will not correct directly saying yes or no. He said, I know what I'm eating and she knows what she's feeding. That's all it matters. So is it right or wrong? I don't know. That's what Krishna says. You all figure it out. Krishna says, what I'm hungry for, I'm eating. And what she is offering, she knows she's giving. Both we are happy. If you look at another example of leaf, patram. Once Krishna lost in a kind of gambling, by Rukmini. The Krishna was made to sit on weighing scale. Other side, how much gold was put, but it was not enough. Then one leaf of tulsi was put, then tulsi became heavier because bhakti. So when Krishna says, just offer me a leaf, if we can offer every day some tulsi Devi to Krishna with the water, just imagine how much Krishna will feel happy with you. I'm sure you all do. If not, please start. Simple. Get a fresh, clean cup. Whatever water you drink, the drinkable water, fresh, clean, put a tulsi leaf. And if you don't have tulsi plant, you can send to me. I'll find some temple near you. You can get it. And if not, from temple, you can get, say, for 7 days, I want 7 leaves. They will give you. In envelope, you bring it and you keep it until next week or something like that. Try to do that. Try to please Krishna. Krishna, that's what Krishna says. Patram, pushpam, phalam tuyam. He didn't give 1,808 list. He only said 4. Leaf, just tulsi leaf. Just imagine how much Krishna weigh. He holds the whole universe, unlimited creation within his stomach. Namaste stu damne, spuradipti damne, tadiya daraya tabishasadamne. Tadiya udaraya. Udar means stomach. What is in his stomach? Vishwasadhamne. Unlimited universe is in his stomach. But guess what? He will be very pleased if you just give a little tulsi. And that tulsi leaf weigh more than his unlimited universes in his body. In a scale, that tulsi leaf was heavier than the unlimited universes. Now, your mind may not agree with you. This kind of pastime, I don't know how to have a strong faith. Well, you have to start to develop a faith. Because without faith, you have nothing. I think 440. What is that? Agyanascha Sraddhadhanascha Sangshay Atma Vinashati. You'll be doomed if you have a doubt, if you don't have a faith. If you look at same chapter, this chapter we are reading, 9.3, it says, what is it? Asraddhadhana Purusha Dharma Shasya Parantapa. Apratmamam Nivartanti Mittu Sangsara Bhartmani. If you don't have a faith, what are you hearing? Krishna says, you're going to stay in this world, birth, death, old age, and disease. Prabhuji and mother, develop faith, develop faith, develop faith. Nothing else can. Okay, I'll stop with this. And then one more, flower, just quick, flower. Gajendra offered flower. Just meditate on that to Lord Narayan. What happened? Lord immediately came and protected him, took him back home, back to garden. So this verse is wonderful meditation until next week. We will start from 27. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Any takeaway? Otherwise, we will close here and I'll see you all next week. Yes, I am Bhuva Prabhu.
Vaishnavi, thank you. It's a great blessing to hear you. Today, really fortune you go to the root of the things, and it was so loving that Lord actually doesn't want anything. The material world and the people want everything, and we also want. We are all material, so we want so everything from people, but He is only expecting love, and so easy has made. So the one question was there, like you told, like the holy name we say, it reciprocates. Like you told, like Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada is offering the bhoga, and we are also offering. So it means like the same principle applies. Ye yatha mam prapadante tam tateva jami. That same principle. And even in the steps, they are told, like, yes, and there are steps particular, like who is buying, who is cooking, who is distributing, and who is offering. So every step will change the consciousness and the proportion. Should be actually very careful. I think I will be in next by hearing this. I think the potency of prasadam according to mercy will be different, Rojini.
This is very true. Maybe next week, if you can remind me, we can talk about this. When you think of this, making offering, there is a 5 types of, 5 stages of preparation that what counts and actually consider bhakti. If you go for shopping, buying some fruits for Krishna is as equal as somebody lighting incense in the altar.
Yes, Vijay.
Somebody offering lamb to the God,
Yes, Vijay.
same as somebody is buying for bhoga for the Lord.
Yes, Vijay.
Same as somebody singing Hare Krishna in the temple.
Try.
These 5 types of activities complete the puja archana. It's not just one only in the altar.
Okay.
So this question is very nice, but next week we'll discuss in little more details. Thank you. That's very nice.
Thank you, Vijay. Thank you, Vijay. Zimmersi. You are the one of those devotees actually who forgot prasadam and everything actually. Like your Prabhupada pastime was so nice. So thank you, and we get the mercy, and we can hear actually. We are forced to hear. Why? Because we are not as strong, but by hearing, will be purified by mercy of great Vaishnavas like you, Vijay, and we're blessed to have ISKCON great Vaishnavas. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Jai
you, Vaishnav Thakur.
Ramaniya Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna to all, and Dandavat Pranam to all the Vaishnavas and to you, Babuji. Very wonderful pastime of Srila Prabhupada. So, Babuji, before that, you mentioned that respect to Harinam and respect to scripture and all. So, when it comes to the respect to scripture, you mean like just reading or something else?
Respect to scriptures means they are Krishna's manifestation. Krishna sadhama pagate dharma gyanadi visha kalo nasta dishamesha punar arka dhanurdita. Purana, these are like a arka, means like a sun, beautiful sun, illuminates the heart in Kali Yuga's jiva's heart. So we should respect that the Bhagavan is so kind, manifested in the form of Bhagavatam, form of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, form of Bhagavad Gita, to illuminate darkness, illuminate our heart from darkness to Suddha Satta. That mentality will have a proper respect.
Thank you, Babuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada.